Welcome to the world of Marissa Marchand channel. A weekly serialized story full of heartfelt moments and relatable characters that will capture audiences' attention. Coming to America, The Journey, Part 14. On our own. Moving into our first apartment was exciting. The feeling of having your place was liberating. We have never felt more independent and in charge of our lives. We had nothing but clothes and a few personal items, so the space felt empty but full of potential. Junior and I spent our first night on the floor, imagining where future furniture would go. We also discussed how we would make this place feel like home. The next morning, we unpacked the gifts we received from our wedding, grateful for the thoughtful items to help us start our new life. Kitchenware and spices were the first touches, slowly transforming the empty apartment into our cozy sanctuary. With limited funds, we had to wait for Junior's paycheck before buying furniture and other essentials. In the meantime, we made do with what we had, appreciating every small addition that made our apartment feel more like home. Our apartment had a stove and refrigerator, which saved us time and money. With these essentials already in place, we focused on stocking the pantry and experimenting with various recipes. However, my kitchen disasters made me cry more times than I can count. I was glad Nita wasn't around to criticize me anymore. Until I learned how to cook a proper meal, Junior had to wait a little longer to eat delicious food. Junior and I slept and ate on the floor the following nights. We closed all the windows and doors to prevent nosy neighbors from spying on our empty apartment. I felt embarrassed whenever someone knocked on the door, fearing they might see our sparse living conditions. But I reminded myself that everyone starts somewhere, and this was just the beginning of our journey. My dad, Vedasto, was the first person to visit our apartment. He was happy to see us settling in and proud of the steps we took to build our life together. Dad looked around the empty room and smiled, reassuring us we were on the right path. His presence filled the room with warmth and encouragement. Dad left, but returned moments later with an old coffee table from the house, our apartment's first piece of furniture. "Use your imagination," he said. I looked at the stained surface and saw potential beyond its worn exterior. With a little sanding and a fresh coat of paint, it could become a charming centerpiece in our living room. But we settled for a heavy-duty scrub sponge and light brown wallpaper we bought from Gem's store. We spent the afternoon transforming the old coffee table into something new. We sanded down the rough edges, carefully applied wallpaper to the top, and admired the table's newfound charm. This small project not only added character to our living room but also reinforced our belief that, with a bit of creativity and effort, we could turn our apartment into a genuine reflection of ourselves. It was the first furniture project we completed together, and we felt a great sense of accomplishment. Until we could afford a proper dining set, the revamped coffee table doubled as our dining table. We sat cross-legged on the floor, sharing meals and laughter around it, and it became a central part of our daily lives. One day, my dad returned and brought us an old bed from the house for temporary use. The mattress was lumpy and had seen better days, with a few springs poking through the fabric. Despite its condition, we were grateful to have something to sleep on until we could save for a new one. After cleaning it, we covered it with extra blankets to make it more comfortable, reminding ourselves that these minor challenges were just part of our journey. Surprisingly, the old bed turned out to be more comfortable than we expected. We appreciated its quirks and even saw it as a symbol of our resourcefulness and adaptability. Each night, as we lay down to rest, we were reminded of my dad's love and support, making even the most modest beginnings feel like home. Eventually, Junior's paycheck arrived, and we were able to buy a simple table and a couple of chairs, which felt like a luxury. We no longer had to endure leg cramps from sitting on the floor, and we could enjoy our meals even more. The small dining set transformed our space, giving us a sense of normalcy and marking another step forward in building our home together. Another milestone in our journey was opening our first bank account together and setting up a landline at Hawaiian Telephone. We finally felt like a real family. Months passed, and my high school graduation finally arrived, marking a significant milestone in my life. Junior's father, Leon Sr., visited him from the Philippines. He was a master sergeant in the Army and chose to live in the Philippines after retirement. Service members and their families use space-available flights to travel around the country and the world. My father-in-law took full advantage of this privilege, visiting his sons, Junior and Leonito, as well as meeting me for the first time just in time for my graduation. His presence added a special touch to the occasion, as we celebrated my academic achievement and got to know my father-in-law. Walking across the stage to receive my diploma felt very rewarding to me. It was not in my plans to get married before high school, but I was happy I persevered to finish school. I was proud of myself for not giving up and staying focused on my studies. I looked at Junior, his bright smile filled with pride and love, as he cheered me on from the audience. He captured every moment of my graduation with his camera, ensuring we had memories to look back on for years to come. After the ceremony, he hugged me tightly and told me he was so proud of me. From the beginning, Junior embraced his role as a supportive husband. His dedication and love were evident in every small gesture. He was more proud of my graduation than I was. In my first job search after graduation, I applied for several office positions without prior work experience. I was young and confident in my excellent typing skills, thinking that was all I needed for employment. My hunch was correct as I landed a bookkeeping job at a small sail-making and rigging business on Queen Street. With no experience in anything let alone bookkeeping, I had no idea how I got the job. I guess I was enthusiastic and eager to work right away. Regardless, I was grateful for the opportunity and eager for the chance to prove myself. Junior and I had saved for months to purchase a lovely bedroom set. We couldn't contain our excitement on the day of delivery as we arranged them in our room. We finally slept well that night. Our small apartment felt like home. The bed not only provided us with comfortable rest, but also symbolized our hard work and determination paying off. Our next purchase was a sofa without a love seat and a small TV. We added additional pieces when we saved enough money. Each new item we brought into our apartment felt like a significant accomplishment, marking a new chapter in our lives together. As a young couple starting out, each piece of furniture represented our progress. It was a tangible reminder of our shared goals and the life we were building step by step. The biggest purchase we made was Junior's red MGB sports car. It was a compact, two-seater that fit perfectly into our lifestyle and budget. Despite its size, it felt like a luxury, offering us newfound freedom and adventure. Cruising around the island in that cute car brought us countless joyful memories and accomplishments. The only problem with compact cars was driving to the laundromat. The small backspace made it difficult to load 2 laundry baskets. Despite cramming everything in, I often wondered whether Junior thought it feasible to have a small car. I found that out when Junior's father, Leon Sr., and his younger brother, Leopold, 12, visited us from the Philippines. In the MGB, there were only 2 seats, but with his dad and brother, how could we fit all 4 of us? Junior's suggestion that we watch a movie at the Cam Drive-In shocked me. What was he thinking? Leopold and I squeezed into the small back space wedged between the seats and the trunk. It was a tight fit, but we made it work. With popcorn and drinks in our hands, we relaxed and enjoyed the show. Junior put the top down so we could watch comfortably. The heavy rains suddenly came without warning, as if God were playing with us. We scrambled to put the MGB top back on as quickly as possible, laughing at the absurdity of the situation. We were soaked before we secured it, but instead of dampening our spirits, it only added to the adventure. The rain eventually stopped, and we enjoyed the rest of the movie under the starry sky. As we drove home, still slightly damp but filled with laughter, I realized that these moments were what truly made our little MGB feel like a luxury. We were cramped in that small car, but it taught us that the best adventures often come from the simplest of circumstances. Tune in next week to see how this exciting story continues from Marissa Marchand channel. Please check out my channel trailer video to learn more about the exciting content you can expect from my channel. Your support means the world to me. I write young adult, new adult, and middle grade fiction. For more information about my work, visit marissamarchand.com. Don't forget to watch my other videos. Thank you.